Hi there, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie. I am doing a declutter on my 6x6 and 6x8 paper pads. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I am constantly revamping my craft room. Not so much like revamping as in starting all over, but just, decluttering, tweaking systems, that sort of thing. And I'm sure you all agree with me, right? It's like a never-ending cycle. So this is one of my bins of 6x6 papers. I had already pre-sorted these ones by color. Had taken them out of paper pads, or they were leftovers after I'd finished a paper pad or playing with one. I have all the way up to yellow done. I have another category that I'm calling kits. So they're ones where I've kind of pre-matched up some papers, multicolored backgrounds, and kit starters. At some point, I'd love to have all the kit starters in kits, but for now, one step at a time. This is the purge pile so far. Let's get started. In addition to going through the sections, I'm also tidying up. Previously, I didn't trim off like the extra bits, and if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it well, right? Now, that being said, I can already tell you the pink section I sorted by color. I guess that was at the honeymoon stage of this declutter, and I just said forget it. To be honest, the sections are not that big. Well, maybe the green one is, but I can easily flip through here and find something, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, let's zoom you in a little bit. And what I'm keeping is going to go here. Decluttering is going to go here, and I don't know, kit starters and other stuff up at the top. I am going to try and go fairly quick through this, just because I just don't want to spend a lot of time on it. Ultimately, is what it comes down to. I'm just going to declutter some of these. And you may be asking, what is my rhyme or reason for decluttering? And to be honest, it's purely gut instinct. So just whatever I'm feeling like as I'm flipping through this. Are these perfectly usable cardstocks? Absolutely. No doubt about it. They're perfectly usable, which is why I'm decluttering them and passing them on, hopefully, to one of you, so that you may be able to use them sooner than I will be able to, because to be honest, I'm never going to get through it all. I mean, that's just the reality, is I'm never going to get through it all. So I might as well pass some on to someone else. I'm going to turn this one into a card panel. Specifically, I just think it would be more usable already in a 5.5 by 4 1/4 shape. So I'll put that aside. And what else can I tell you? I'm not a huge grungy fan, although I have kept some of that. So it's not a hard and fast rule. Like something like this is a little grungy, but I don't mind it. I'm not really digging chevrons at the moment, so you may see quite a few of those go. If I've got quite a few sheets of the same pattern, it's easier to get rid of some and keep some. What else can I tell you? Yeah, basically, it's just whatever the gut instinct is telling me. Oh, yeah, like that one. I don't know why this one is in here. I guess it's kind of green. I'm just going to declutter those. Declutter. This one, I think, yeah, I was going to say I could probably put it in backgrounds, but some of these patterns you'll also have noticed in other color sections. Sometimes if it's a multicolored, I didn't know previously where to put them, and so I would just kind of split them up. I'm going to make a card panel out of that one. And some of these, like this one, I have played with this pattern so many times, I do not need to play with it. I don't really like the scale of this one for cards. I think it's too big. I said I'm not really digging the chevron. I also don't like this hashtag. I've had it in a few colors and I don't like it. There's something off about it that's throwing me off. Oh, that's cute. So I have a question for you. Are 6x6 paper pads something you routinely use, or are they something that you struggle to use? I purposely do not buy them, but I have a lot. I've got a lot from Echo Park because at one point I was subscribing to them, and with a subscription, quite often they would give you a 6x6 paper pad. And then, you know, I'd pick them up at like Tuesday morning or something like that. And, you know, for cheap, $1 or $2 or something. So, yeah, I managed to amass a pretty good collection. Now, some of these should be aqua, I think. I don't know. Aqua, mint. I don't know. I'm going to put that in the aqua section. Balance it out a little bit, maybe. Although aqua's probably pretty big. Okay, here's that wood grain. I've got a lot of it. I'm going to keep 2, and I'm going to get rid of the rest. That's okay. Yeah, so, and I guess the question is, if you do have them, how do you use them, right? Like, how do you build it into your process? I think I'm going to have to deliberately make them part of my process, meaning like, okay, let's try and bash a 6x6 paper pad. You know, like, just like bash a kit, but bash a paper pad. I think that's what I'm thinking. Okay. So, that's the green section. This is the purge pile so far. And let's move on to aqua, or teal, or whatever blue, green, blue color you want to call it. Okay, these are the ones I just moved. That's easy. Some of this cardstock is so nice. Okay, this says a beautiful holiday on it. It is a Christmas theme, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. This is cute. This is, I think it was the Felicity from Pink Fresh, one of the very, like, early papers or collections. A lot of Stampin' Up in here. Get rid of that. Put this in red. Start another pile. Start another pile. Oh, this is wood grain. I like that too. That will go in a different pile. I saw this one before, and I cut this down to a card panel, but I'm going to purge this one. I'm going to cut this one down. I don't even know if you guys can all see the different piles I have going on here. Purged this one before. Guess what? Still getting purged. I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to declutter. Yeah, I'm going to declutter that one too. Lots of common patterns, and some of these, there's nothing wrong with them. Like I said before, it's like they just don't excite me anymore, or I'm tired of seeing the prints, and ultimately at the end of the day I just want more space in my room. Let's look at the backgrounds. Okay. Okay, so I've asked you about 6x6, but what about 6x8 paper pads? This is pretty. I think we're going to cut those down to card panels as well. Yay or nay on the 6x8? I think 6x8 to me are just a little bit more user friendly because, well, number one, they're bigger, which helps. But I do 6x8 albums periodically, and so they just lend themselves to that style of album really well. I think they're also easier to use on scrapbook layouts. But maybe that's just me. Okay. Look at that, flipping through like this, no tomorrow. I have a lot of plaid. I need to make sure I use some of that up. If it's just white and then the color, I'm leaving it in the color section. If it has more than one color, I am moving it separate, and we will put that in the multicolored background. Okay. So this is the aqua section, and this is how much we're decluttering out of that. Not bad, not bad. Okay, let's do blue. My mission is to get through all the way to purple. Hopefully we can do that. This is like solids, sure, totally usable. I'm running out of space. Well, there are some grungy ones in here that I'm keeping, and I love stars. I do love geometrics, which is strange that I'm not into the chevrons at the moment. I don't like those ones, and I don't know why. I kept one, but I think I'm going to get rid of the other ones. Now this chevron I do like, although it's a little trippy. I hope it doesn't really trip you guys up on the camera. Get rid of that one. I've kept this one already, so I'm going to purge that. Those are some LE Studios. But again, I have enough of it that I'm going to keep that chevron. Get rid of that one. Nothing wrong with it, just time to let some of it go. I know some of you are on a decluttering organization journey of your own. How's it going? Are you encouraged, discouraged by your progress? It's really easy to get discouraged, isn't it? Especially when it seems like it's never ending. Never ending, literally. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I just try to keep it small, like just to do a little bit at a time. It does get a little frustrating to have, you know, piles around all the time, but I think if I tried to do it all, I don't know, I think I'd probably sit down and cry. Oh, my mother was I was talking to my mother the other day, and she said, "Melanie, you have too much stuff." I'm like, I know, but I love it. I think that's part of the problem, is I love it. Okay, so that's the blue. Not too much. Blue's my favorite color, so not surprising I didn't purge a ton. And what's left? Purple. I've got more purple. I got more purple in my 6x6 than I do in my 12x12. That's funny. That's really funny. I know this is I'm pretty sure this is Maggie Holmes, right? Shocking. I'm gonna let it go. I know. Okay, so what would you say is your most controversial thing that you've decluttered? As in, like, if you were to tell someone that you decluttered something that they would gasp. I'm curious to know. I don't know that I've done anything like significant other than the volume. The volume of the declutter in general. I'm going to declutter those. Right? I just have gotten rid of so much stuff. I kept one. I'm going to purge this one. That's pretty. That's pretty too. Oh, actually, these two go together really well. So I'm going to use that as a kit. I like those together as well. We'll do that as a kit. But staring you straight in the face, you just have to kind of go with it, right? And actually, this would be a really nice one. And I think this would also make a nice one. Yeah. I'm hoping by maybe making these like little card kits and maybe being a little more conscious about it, that I will use these more. You guys are just going to have to encourage me, nag me for some 6x6 videos. That's usually a big bonus, or a big draw for me. Okay, so let me go and tidy these up, and I will come back and show you the final declutter. All tidied up. Let's pull the bin over. Maybe I can get the neutrals in here when I'm all said and done. That would be great. Okay, first up, green. Then the blue, green, green, blue, aqua color. Then the blue. And then the purple. Okay, so that's where we're sitting so far. These are card panels, so these are going to go in my card kit. These are page kits. Okay, so those are going to go in kits. And then these are kit starters. And then I think these are all multicolored backgrounds. Okay. There we go. It is looking nice and neat. So I do have another bin. I think it's got neutrals and specialty cardstock in there. So that will be next time's video. This is the declutter for today. So what is that? That's sitting at maybe 1.25 inches combined with previous. Couldn't do this with 12 by 12, but yeah, not bad. I'm very pleased with that. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope this inspires you to tackle a little bit of something in your space. And be sure to let me know how it's going in the comments below. And until next time, happy organizing.